CCL fans, what is up and welcome back. It is time for another I Just Invested segment. As you saw over the last couple of months, I've spent about $8,000 on mostly baseball cards in this instance. And I shouldn't generalize because I do understand that other markets like hockey or football are a little bit stronger, but baseball has taken it in the teeth quite recently. I mean, there's no way around that. But with that said, I think that's an opportunity because you can actually buy a lot more cards for a lot less money. And when, funds are tight, it's nice to get a little more value for your dollar. So no complaints, and I continue to invest in a down market. It may take years to turn around, but I'd rather be a buyer when prices are low. So I'm going to start with a lot of the raw cards I've picked up recently, and then we'll move into the slabs. So welcome back again, gang. Let's get rolling. So first card we have here is a Cal Mitchell True Blue Auto. If you don't know, Cal's actual first Bowman card was in 2017 Bowman, and this was his first auto in 2019. A lot of these raw cards are going to be sent off for grading shortly. Cal Mitchell I like. Yeah, I'm a bit biased because he's a Pirate, but he was a heck of a player in the minors, and the power was coming along. So I do still like him a little bit, and I didn't have any of his autos, so I picked that one up. This next kid, Dustin Brown, I haven't really talked about him much on the show. I'm going to kind of flip through these. I've been kind of buying them for the last 3 months since he was in low A Dunedin. That's his refractor there. We got 286 of 499. Dustin was doing really well in Dunedin, so low A, as I said, and he got moved to high A, Vancouver, about maybe 6-7 weeks ago, and he just continues to produce. So he's a bit of a sleeper for me. I do like Dustin Brown. This is purple. That purple, I think, cost me $20. We got a True Blue here, always nice with the Blue Jays. True Blue numbered to 150. I've been buying quite a bit of Dustin Brown here. We've got his orange auto. I think this one actually was the most expensive of all the cards, cost me 175 Canadian. I've also got some more Dustin Brown coming in the form of slabs, but he's a bit of a sleeper, so those who subscribe, check him out. He's playing better and better at low A Vancouver. His cards are starting to climb, so pay attention to Dustin Brown if you want to get involved. Then we've got a guy who just came off being injured, Holden Powell. Again, I like pitchers. I don't subscribe to the don't invest in pitchers. I've done very well with pitchers in the past, Spencer Strider and these guys. This is Holden Powell. He's in low A with Washington, fresh off an injury. Again, I got his True Gold here, was about $40, really cheap. He throws well, he pitches well, he's pitching better and better. I've got his True Red here. This cost me $75. Again, all of these cards are going to be sent for grading that are raw. I do like Holden Powell. He's a reliever right now, but he played really well at UCLA. A lot to like. Then we've got my man here. You guys have heard me talk about this guy, Thomas Ajize. He's in high A Hickory on a loaded team. His cards are starting to climb now. I think people are starting to catch on to how much talent is here. He's so young. I think he's still 20 years old. Yeah, he just turned 20 in April. He'll be 21 next year, and 20 years old in high A, and I still think he has a shot to get moved to double A for the rest of the year. It is really quite good. This True Blue set me back $50. Really like Thomas Ajize a lot. Got a lot of his cards. And we're going to get into some slabs. So subscribers and viewers know I do like this guy. We got Alex Burleson, his refractor in PSA 10. Set me back $100. Alex, and the reason he was drafted, and I've talked about this before, he has so much power, but he's only hitting like $140 in double A, and he strikes out quite a bit. So this is more of a flyer, but $100 for a refractor. He was all the rage last winter as a chase. I'm sort of taking a flyer on him, but he does hit a lot of home runs, and Boston likes that. And then we're getting to some bigger stuff here now. This is not Shaylin Polanco True Blue. I think I picked this up for a couple $100. I still like Shaylin. He actually played better in rookie ball this year, and he's still quite young. So picking up his True Blue for $200 or less in PSA 10. Again, that's being these a younger prospect, it's a bit of a risk, but I was willing to pay $5 at one point, so I'm definitely willing to pay $200 if that makes sense. We're getting into some Peggy, as people like to call him, a True Green, 92 of 99 PSA 10. People are really off Peguero. He's had sort of a mediocre season. I like him now that nobody's really paying attention to him, and his cards have gotten a lot cheaper. He's a decent defender. I wouldn't call him great. He's got nice pop. He's got good wheels, and I like to buy these guys when they're cheaper. And he's not. He's only 20 years old now. Turns 22 this Christmas on New Year's Eve. So picking up some Peggy. Yes, there is a bit of bias there, being that he's a buck, but picking up some Peggy. And then we've got some True Gold here, number 22 of 50. Really nice Peggy. Did this deal with Corleone Cards a while back. You may have seen it on Instagram. I paid $800 for this. It may turn out to be a bit of a high price that I paid, but really can't complain about True Golds for young kids. This guy may turn into a stud. He strikes out a lot, and I've always cited that, but a lot of talent with Liover Peguero. And then we're going to get into, this one was super cheap. I think it cost me $77. Trent Palmer. Big, strong guy. He's hurt for the rest of the year right now, but he's pitched well at every level. He was at Double-A New Hampshire. I think he could make the Jays rotation next year. Big guy, throws hard. I can't say enough good things about Trent Palmer, and his cards are dirt cheap. Say what you want about not chasing pitchers, but again, I've done quite well with buying pitchers. And speaking of pitchers, we're going to get into my guy, Frank Mazzucato, who I think most people don't realize that he only had one poor month in his professional debut, and he has gotten better and better and better and better. And I've been loading up on Mazzucato's cards all summer, and even until about 2 weeks ago, I'm still buying. He throws well. He's got good break on his off speed stuff, and I picked this up at auction for I think $70 back in June perhaps. But take a look at Mazzucato if you like pitchers. He's young. I think next year high A is not out of the question for him. I think he's still 19, and he is turned 19 in June. With Mazzucato, people are starting to catch on. You'll see that even his base autos are getting about $20 raw at auction, so people are catching on that he's good. But I've cited him a few times. I like Mazzucato, and I like him even more now. He's pitching better and showing his stuff. Why he was a high draft pick. Then we got my man TJ White, his true black refractor 12 of 75 PSA 10. Cost me really next to nothing relative to what TJ's cards have cost me in the past. So I'm still a buyer of TJ White. I've talked about it on the show before. And he just hits really, really, really hard. I think his average is up to 260 now. I think he's got 10 bombs. And the last few have just been absolute rockets. He's got tremendous defense, good outfielder. I'm really trying to stay away from low A prospects and flyers as best I can. But TJ White is a guy I'll make an exception for. I think high A is in the cards for this guy very shortly, even with the season winding down. And I do like black refractors when they gem. They seem to be hard cards to gem. And we get into my man here, Maximo Acosta. Love this kid, low A for the Down East Ducks. He does strike out a bit, but got great wheels. 42 steals, 43 steals. He's gotten his OPS up over 700. He's hitting about 260, and he's hit a few more home runs. So lots of time with him. I think he's still young. I think he's 19. He will be 20 this October. So lots of time with Acosta. The Rangers, signed this guy for a good deal out of the international market, and they like him. I know his stock has fallen a bit, but that's when I really start to like guys. True Gold, Acosta. I feel like that one set me back $500 at auction. Really not that bad. And we got my man Jordan Westberg, True Blue, True Gem from BGS. A 9.5 with a 10 auto. I picked this up over the summer. I think it was July. I think it was actually on a train looking at eBay auctions when I was looking out the window. Anyways, $250 for this True Blue of Jordan Westberg. I say when he gets to the show, much like Gunnar, he does some damage. And while he's a bit older, he's a very talented guy. He does strike out a little more than some would like, but I say he can iron that out. He's done well at every level he's gone to and gets better and better with time. So I like Westy, and I'm still buying his cards. No complaints there. And quickly showcase this guy, Dustin Brown. You saw his raw. I got his refractor. I think this one cost me $30. Refractor $4.99 auto. I am buying a lot of Dustin Brown's stuff. He is in high A and is performing better and better, and he's still young. Got his True Gold, almost True Gem Plus. We got a 10 on the edges for the subgrades. I bought this for just over $100. Great value, True Gold, 25 of 50. Again, BGS 9.5. Yeah, have a look at this on. Got a lot of his stuff. And then you may have seen this in another episode, but I finally got it home. We got Alec Burleson's Black Refractor. Actually, Alec just got promoted yesterday. I think he makes his debut for the Cardinals tonight. I like Alec. He hits a ton of home runs. His average is something disgustingly good, like 330 in AAA with 22, 23 home runs without even looking. He is, I think he's going to be the real deal. His stuff is just starting to get more valuable. And as I cited in one of the episodes, it hasn't fallen in value while the rest of the baseball prospect market has fallen. So that's kind of a win. We've got 43 of 75, True Gem Plus, his Black Refractor. Great card. Only a few $100s at auction back in late June. We've got my man Lonnie White. I like this cat a lot. I know he's been hurt, but he has such a high ceiling and his cards are being tossed in the trash. I wouldn't do that for a high ceiling guy who gave up football and signed with the Bucks. Again, great ceiling with Lonnie White. Very small sample size, but I like the athleticism. I like the cheap prices, and if you liked him at 3 times the cost, you got to like him down here. True Gold, PSA 10, 22 of 50. And then we've got a red wave of Mr. Lonnie White. Again, if you didn't see the episode where I was saying or talking about Lonnie recently, the link is there. I told you to back up the truck on Lonnie, and I am doing the same. His red wave 5 of 5, PSA 9. I got great prices on these cards because people are just moving on. And another channel fave in somebody I've been trying to pick up a lot more of in Jose Salas. I know he's been struggling a little bit since his promotion to high A, but now that his prices have come down after he was promoted, I'm happy to pick these cards up. This Salas cost me just a few $100s, I believe. And Atomic in PSA 10, number 1 of 100. Beautiful card. Folks, this is the time to buy these guys, not after they get promoted or when they get promoted, because the price seems to spike. Wait for them to settle down, and if you miss it because they keep playing well, you miss it. But in this case, I've got an opportunity to pick up some Salas at a discounted price, and I'm happy. He's a young kid. Salas is only 19. And lastly, we've got Mr. Eguy Rosario. You guys know I like this guy. I talked about him as one of the hotter prospects in minor league baseball who was overlooked. This is his True Gold 2 of 50, PSA 10. Important to note, I bought 17 other Rosario cards privately with this one. And some of those cards are up for sale now. Some have gone on to eBay for grading. But it was a great big Eguy Rosario lot. Love this kid. He's got such talent. Little guy, but he seems to produce a lot from that little frame. Folks, that's it. That's all for this episode. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, all told, I probably spent about a little over $8,000, maybe more. Kind of hard to tell sometimes, but yeah, it's a good time to be a buyer of baseball cards, even though we don't know when they're going to recover. Be sure, if you haven't, to like this episode and subscribe so you know when future content, Prospect Talk drops. And yeah, appreciate all of you. Appreciate your time. You folks have an excellent weekend.